Social shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this be myself, so hit me. Woo! I mean, like, we can pull that clown shit away. There's some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thugs in harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
Yes, people, we're back with another Fringe Focus, and today we're taking a look at Ryan Gravenberch, man. Guys, big up your damn self. Love for watching. For those who have watched the other episodes, hope you guys are enjoying this little mini series. You know, just sometimes just break up. You know, break it up a little bit in terms of the content that we're putting out here on GTV. So big up to your damn self. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, man. Make sure you subscribe. Got so much different types of content coming out for you guys. So many different ideas as well. So make sure you guys are absolutely locked in. Now, obviously, as I mentioned before, we've spoken about a few other players, and today we are looking at Ryan Gravenberch. Oh, I don't know. You know, with Gravenberch, it's such a tricky one, man. Honestly, to God, it is so tricky thinking about what do you do with Ryan Gravenberch? Like, this is a genuine question, people, because even before doing this video, I was like, I don't even know what I want to do with this guy. Like, I saw a bit of news. This was posted like a few days ago. In regards to Gravenberch, saying there's reports in Turkey. Apparently, Galatasaray president will fly in for talks about Ryan Gravenberch. They believe a loan deal is on the cards. I'll be honest, if that was true and he went out on loan to Galatasaray, no disrespect to Galatasaray, but I'm sorry, Liverpool, I'd rather you just cut your losses and just sell him. Like, what would have been the point of even signing someone like him? You know, and again, it goes back to every single time, and I'll probably say this on all the Fringe focuses that I do. This depth that everyone keeps talking about. I'm not saying you've got to have A-listers in every single position. It don't work like that. Of course it doesn't. You can't always have like such and such player, you know, the equivalent to Mo Salah, equivalent to Trent, equivalent to Van. It's not going to happen, right? But you just need to have better quality than this. You need to at least have players who can you're at least like, okay, he can push. Now, of course, at the time of me doing this video, I don't know. Obviously, Ryan Gravenberch, I think he's still on a holiday. He hasn't actually come back from preseason at the time of this video. It is the 28th of July. So, of course, when he comes back, will he play the games? When he does play, where will he play? Obviously, there's a lot of talk about his positioning. When he was at Ajax, of course, he was more like that kind of. He was like a deep line orchestrator more than anything. I wouldn't even necessarily call him a playmaker, so to speak, because I didn't see him as someone who's like going to be spraying passes left, right, and center when he was playing for an Ajax and stuff he was more in the mode of like it's weird because he could do the box to box thing. Don't really know, maybe like a Pogba, but just someone a bit more deeper in terms of the position that he played, you know, because he could really get forward. And when he did play in those forward areas in the central midfield as a number 8, so to speak, or attacking midfield, so in terms of position, I felt like he could do that job quite well. But again, he was suited to a style of football, and I think that's what always killed him when he was at Bayern. He himself is a player who is suited to a certain style of football. Some players are just like that. Some players, they need to play a certain style in order to get the best out of these kind of guys. And he's one of those players. As we've now seen, you know, he's been at Liverpool, he's been at Bayern Munich. You've seen there's been 2 different styles that he's not used to. And you've seen, okay, he's not really accustomed to that kind of style of football. But the Ajax style, which potentially might be closer to the style that Liverpool are trying to play now under Arne Slot, that might suit him better. Where he plays from there, I have no idea, because we all keep talking about, potentially signing, a number 6 and stuff like that. Do we think he could play in that position? I mean, this is his heat map from last season. He was primarily, on that left-hand side, left central midfield kind of thing in the games that he did play, or the games that he would come on in. These are the kind of areas, that he's kind of, putting up kind of thing. So you're like, okay, fair enough. He's been doing the 8 role for a little while for Liverpool. So hopefully he's learned a level of intensity, especially for the Premier League, because again, his style of football, the intensity isn't the same with the type of player that he is. He doesn't play at this level of intensity. Now, whether that works moving forward, I don't know. We'd have to wait and see. Now, of course, Slot also requires a level of intensity within his style of play and in his tactics. So again, you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, let's kind of see, you know, what we want to do. But if let's say the rumors are true and he looks like he might go on loan and stuff, bro, you have to cut your losses, man. You can't have gone from Ajax to Bayern to then to Liverpool, not really doing it there. Now we're saying we're gonna put you out on loan, and then what, for you to come back and do what, like 3 different clubs in the space of 3 years? That surely is a sign, like surely, you know what I mean? For someone who again had been touted for such big things from such a young age, wonder kids and all this kind of stuff. He obviously at this moment in time he has not shown it. He's moved to 2 big clubs, and at the moment he hasn't shown the quality. Whatever that means for him moving forward, again, things might change. At this moment, right now in 2024, in July, end of July, he has not shown the quality that we all thought Ryan Gravenberch would show when he moved, you know, on from Ajax. But to be fair, I'm starting to see a theme with these Ajax players. De Ligt, another player, moved on. You know, Juventus, now Bayern Munich, not really cut the mustard there. Donny van den Beek, not really cut the mustard. I don't even know where he is at now. Anthony, trying to think. I think Tadic is still there, I believe, unless he's moved on. But he's been like, he was calm at, obviously at Ajax. But that team that got to the semi-final against Spurs, when I look at some of those players, I'm just like, most of them, in my opinion, from what I can remember, haven't really gone on to really, you know, do too much. If I'm being too honest with you, haven't really gone on and really pushed it into the kind of to the heights that we thought that they would at least push it. Let's put you kind of, you know, that way, you know, kind of thing. But again, that's not to say I think that it's because they're poor or anything like that. It's just more to say, yeah, they're just not really, you know, not really doing it. Even Frankie de Jong, I don't feel like he's really touched the heights, if I'm being honest with you. Frankie de Jong, Donny van den Beek, Ziyech, De Ligt, yeah, none of them are like those kind of guys. In my opinion, anyway, I don't really look at them and think, oh yeah, they've done this, that, and the third. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I just think when I look at them, I'm like, all right, yeah, they've done okay, or they've done this, or they've done that kind of thing. But there was so much more that you thought they were going to do, you know, in that kind of period of time, that, you know, when you're seeing them now, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, fair enough, you know, kind of thing. But again, listen, they're all luckily young enough, and they're all in that kind of age bracket, 22s, 23s, 24s, you know, where you're like, okay, you know what, let's give it a bit of time, you know, kind of thing. Obviously, in that 18-19 season, when Ajax did get there, obviously Gravenberch wasn't actually, you know, he wasn't a main player in that kind of in the Ajax team. It was only really from, let's say, 1920 and really the 2021 season is where we really started to see, you know, Ryan Gravenberch kind of doing his thing. You know, 2021, he played 47 games in all competitions, 21, 22, 42 games, then went to Bayern. It says 33, but I know a lot of these were, you know, substitute appearances for Bayern Munich. And then obviously coming to Liverpool, it says 38. But again, I know a lot of these were substitute appearances. It just seems like everyone who seems to leave that Ajax team, when they, not everyone, most of them, they're just going down. That's why I guess Kudus is seen as like, oh my goodness, you got to sign Kudus, because he seems to have just hit the ground running, you know, being at West Ham, you know, kind of thing. Whether that's because a lot of these guys are moving too high, too quick. So it's almost like trying to understand that there's a level after Ajax, but that's still below the top club level, potentially. Now, I'm not saying that West Ham are above Ajax, but in terms of being in the Premier League, there is a level that you still need to be able to obtain. That's why, again, like I say, someone like a Kudus can go to West Ham and he's flourishing over there to the point where everyone's looking at Kudus now and saying, yo, we need to pay that 80 million or whatever the release clause fee is. Whereas some of these other guys are literally like, he's giving himself time to still adapt and understand before, I guess, he does potentially make that big move to one of these top teams. Whereas all these other guys, they're making the move so quickly. Gravenberch made the move straight away. Bayern Munich, boom. Now you're trying to play in a system that you're not really comfortable with, but okay, let's just see if we can try and make it work. Doesn't work, you know, and a lot of them are doing it. And I think with Gravenberch, I don't really know what to do with him. I'm rambling on, but it's because I don't know what to do with a player like him. I really, really don't know what to do. I don't know whether, I mean, you could keep him around for depth. Like, I guess, like he's got enough quality that you don't mind keeping him around for depth. I just don't really know what position he would realistically play. Because again, I don't really know the kind of formation that Slot's kind of looking for. So I guess that will probably give me a better indicator. So let me know in the chat, in the comments, as to where do you think someone like a Ryan Gravenberch would be best suited in terms of his position, first and foremost. And to be honest, the fact that I'm even saying that is a red flag anyway, but cool. Then on top of that, would you keep him? Would you sell him? Would you loan him out? You know, kind of thing. I'm going to lean towards keeping him around. I'm going to lean towards that up until January. We'll see. I think he's one of those. Let's see the situation in January, because I think he'll also look at it and think, brother, if I'm not playing games and I'm barely coming on and all that kind of stuff, then I have to play football. I cannot just sit here every day just collecting wages. I need to play a bit of football, because ultimately, as we saw during the Euros, man didn't kick a ball. You know, I don't think I saw him play, you know, during the Euros. If he did, it was for like a second kind of thing. So, you know, his international place is going to be, you know, it's going to be under pressure, you know, if he's not careful, because he will just slip by the wayside. And then all of a sudden now you go from Liverpool, you might go further down potentially to like a next kind of team. And then you just, as I said, you might go to a Galatasaray, who are big, obviously, in terms of in Turkey and stuff like that. But obviously there's a difference between Galatasaray and Bayern Munich and Liverpool. So that's where I just feel like with him, he's just got to be easy and he's got to be careful as to, you know, what his next moves are. And I think it's got to be a conversation that he's going to have with the manager as to where does he see him, you know, in terms of how does he fit into this squad. Now, obviously, we know manager's going to come in, he's going to give everyone opportunities, give everyone a chance before he starts making decisions. But if you then start signing players, then that's not going to bode well for him. Do you get what I mean? So there's only so many positions that he can play. It's not like he can play left wing or right wing or up front. So now we're like, oh, okay, well, can't play there, can't play there, can't play there, can't play at the back. So your real positions are going to be DM or central midfield. Okay, if we've got enough players in that position, your game time is just going to be affected. Not to say that they necessarily just want to kick him out, but it's like, well, your game time is going to be affected massively because we've got the players that we want in those positions. You're only here just for more emergency kind of thing. These are the kind of opportunistic deals where I'm like, eesh, I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. So I would say, because I think for me, it's either keep or sell. The loaning thing, nah. If you're going to loan him, just sell him. There's no point in just keeping him here on a loan deal or like just for a season just to get him to do. No, for me, just sell these kind of players. Again, like I say, sell these type of players if that's what you want to do. If you're already thinking that you want to loan him out anyway, what's the point? So for me, I'm going to say keep him just for now, in terms of, because we ain't signed nobody yet, and I don't know who's going to be, you know, leaving the football club at this current moment in time. Just keep him. It's now down to him. It'll be more on him. Do you really want to stay, knowing that your game time is going to be massively affected potentially this season, especially if everyone stays fit? You're definitely not going to play that many games. How do you then look at the, you know, the situation moving forward, you know, kind of thing? But again, this is where I guess with a new manager, new lease of life, maybe then you can work your way, you know, into the team and stuff like that. But, you know, we'd have to honestly just kind of wait and see. Let me know what you guys think about Ryan Gravenberch, please, in the comments, people. Keep, sell, or loan. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll catch you on the other side. Peace.